If you have any event, party, birthday, whatever it is, and you don't know what makeup to do, in this video I'm going to show you a very easy going out makeup that literally everyone will be able to do, because I'm going to run you through every single step and you're going to see it's not that difficult as it might seem. So yeah, anytime you don't know what makeup to do, you will always have this one. Let's get into it. Usually I like to start with my base always, but for today's video, since I want to do like a little hack with the eyes, I'm just going to start with the eyes first. We're gonna be using black eyeshadow, so this is actually very helpful in case there's any fallout, so we can just clean it up and not mess up the base. First thing that I want to do is curl my lashes. I want to have them curled already by the time I put eyeshadow, just so we don't mess up the eyeshadow later. I don't know why the lashes on this eye always get like that inwards. And this one's just perfect, but I have no idea. I'm going to do my eyebrows real quick, just I like to do them first thing. I like the look of a thin brow, so that's why you see me pinching them like that. Okay, so now we're going to prep the eyelid. For that I'm going to use an eyeshadow primer, but you can literally use some concealer. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette. It's the most beautiful cool tone palette. I personally love a cool tone eye, and I got this new palette, so I want to use it. If you prefer warmer colors, you can definitely do this eye look, switching the shades. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to use this one. Let's take a big fluffy brush like this one. Let's choose not the lightest shade, but the next one. Remember to tap the excess a little bit on the back of your hand so you don't deposit that much product onto the eyelid. The eyeshadow primer brush, and make sure there are no creases. And now go in with the eyeshadow all over the eyelid. First pressing down, because we have a thin tacky base, are now setting it. We don't want to swipe, otherwise it's going to disturb that tacky layer. But if we first set it with tapping motions, and once we feel everything set, we can actually go and swipe a little bit. But just be really careful, do it very gently and everything will be fine. Same thing on the other eye. A nice tip to keep using the same brush but with different colors is to take like a little towel like this one. Make sure it has this kind of texture and just go in with the brush like this. And this will take most of the eyeshadow that it was in this brush, and you can easily change colors without changing brushes, which I think is very useful sometimes. I'm actually going to use the same brush and dip in the lightest shade of this palette. Tap the excess on the hand, and I want to go in the brow bone and a little bit around the previous shade. Very lightly. It might look like we did nothing, but it's these little details that make the whole look come together. The next step is the main reason why I told you we're doing the eyes first. So take out some tape. I'm sorry, this is the only tape that I have right now. I'm actually going to try and cut mine in half, because tap it a few times onto your skin. And now we're going to use this as a guide for our eyeliner, eyeshadow. I recommend you put it a little bit, not just in the corner out, just a little bit below that. And literally take your time when doing this, because you want both eyes to be symmetrical. In many hacks that you'll see, they will tell you to follow this lower lash line and then go up. But, and I learned this from a makeup artist, the most natural looking wing when it comes to the angle is to follow your eyebrow angle and match it here. And that's going to look a lot more cohesive. Since I learned that, I haven't been able to do it any other way. Try that and let me know what you think. This is how we're going to be for a little bit. It's a little bit uncomfortable. I suggest you just do them a little bit smaller, because this is huge, so uncomfortable, but that's all I have right now. You're gonna need now a small, dense, fluffy-ish kind of brush. I'm going to try and link all the brushes that I use below. I'm going to go in with this autumn brown. We're going to slowly build up the shape and the depth, so just trust the process here. You want to start this doing it very small, so try to keep it as close as possible to the lash line and slowly diffuse it upwards. This is our first shade, so it's going to be a little bit more of a transition. This is the one that's going to be the most diffused. Next, I'm going to switch to this eyeshadow, which is more of a gray tone. I'm going to do the same thing that earlier. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm basically going to repeat the same steps. This time keeping it a little bit more close to the lash line and try not to diffuse it as much as the previous shade. As you can see, I'm tapping in very lightly so we don't disturb anything that we have below. I'm going to take a small fluffy brush. I'm going to go over everything we just did just to blend it together and diffuse it a little bit more. I'm going to grab a little bit of the first shade that we used with that same fluffy brush and just try to connect everything together, blend everything together to make it as seamless as possible. The trick here is to go back and forth all the time until we achieve the desired depth. So I'm gonna go back into the dark gray shade and start building up that wing. To tap that in and then switch to the fluffy brush and blend that in. I think it's time now to go with the darker shade. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not like a black, it's a very deep gray, which I actually find very interesting, and I think it's going to elevate this look. So let's go in with this shade now. For that, let's grab a small detailed brush and try to focus this eyeshadow as close to the lash line as possible. I'm taking this brush once again to blend everything together, but not too far. That's why I chose the smallest brush. Now taking the bigger fluffy brush, I'm going around the edges of the eyeliner to soften that out. I think it's time now to remove the tape. I'm actually a little bit nervous because this can go the wrong way very quickly. Let's just go. Looking nice. Okay, I think that went quite well. We have to do the rest of the face, the inner corner, all that stuff. Moving on to the base. Now I'm going to start with my usual hydrating primer. Hydrates and gives a really nice glow to my skin. You want to cover that under eye, but be really careful with the eye look. We don't want to mess all our hard work. Since this is a going out makeup, I'm not going to do my usual very sheer base. I'm going to use a little bit more full coverage. I'm going to achieve that with the newest Huda Beauty foundation. It's quite amazing. I really like it, even though it's very full coverage. I actually don't need that much. You'll see a little bit just goes a long way. We're going to avoid the under eye because we're going to put concealer later. And the less product we have in this area, the less creasy and the less cakiness it's going to happen. So that's that. See how this is gorgeous. Wow. It's really buildable, so if you want even more coverage, you just put a little bit more. Full coverage where it still looks so natural and radiant on the skin. It also feels like it's going to be super long wearing, and that's going to wear beautifully throughout the day or throughout the night or throughout the event that you have. Let's go in with concealer now. I'm going to use my Fenty Wear Even concealer. This is very thin, but it also has really nice coverage while still feeling super lightweight. I'm going to let that marinate for a little bit. If I had used a little bit more of the foundation, this wouldn't be necessary. If you know me, I need a very light layer of foundation, skin tint, or whatever I'm doing. I'd rather just do a little bit of spot concealing after, just in the areas that I actually need. This is actually going to help as well with the longevity of the makeup. Let's blend out this concealer, being really careful with eye makeup. Let's do some bronzer now. I'm going to use this one from Say in the shade Sand because it's a little bit more cool tone than your usual bronzer. And since I'm going for a cool tone eyeshadow, I want to keep it cohesive in that sense. This bronzer is still going to give me some warmth to my skin, but without being too orange. My skin tone is quite neutral, so I can work both with cool tones and warm tones depending on the makeup that I choose, so that's quite an advantage sometimes. I'm going to do the same thing for the blush. I'm going to keep it quite cool toned, and for that I'm going to use this MAC Cushion blush in the shade Totally Synced. Nice cool tone pink, has quite a lot of blue in it. What I love about this is that they are actually not super pigmented, so you can build it up really slowly and it will never be too much, you know? Sometimes the more pigment doesn't mean it's a better product. Not at all. And this one actually proves that. I'm going to set my face with a little bit of loose powder. Just get rid of all the creases first, then just gently go in with some loose powder. As usual, I'm using my Huda Beauty. And now we can actually come back to the eyes. I'm going to grab the... let me zoom you in. So I'm going to grab the tiny detail brush that we used earlier and the darker shade again. And now I'm going to follow, if you can see the eyeliner, it goes a little bit below. It starts a little bit from the lower part, from the lower lid. Is it called like that? I don't know. This part, I don't know. And that's actually what I wanted, because now we have an easy path for the eyeshadow that's gonna go here. Make sure to tap very gently and slowly connect these two all the way to the inner corner. And now with a little angled brush, let's take the darker shade again. This is my favorite trick ever. I don't know how to explain this, but watch this, okay? Just take the eyeshadow brush like this. You make sure the angle of the brush matches your eye shape, let's say, and then you just stamp that. And now you have created your perfect inner corner. You can then extend that or do whatever you want, but you have the initial shape, which is the most important one. If you do it like that, it's actually very easy, trust me. Let me do the other eye really quick. Okay, now take a gel pencil or pencil liner, whatever you want to call it. If you're doing black, use a black one. Since I'm doing like a dark gray, and I don't know why I have the most perfect gray gel liner, I'm going to use it. For mascara, I'm going to use a regular black mascara. I'm going to try for the first time the L'Oreal Panoramic Mascara. I got this one the other day and I'm very excited to try it. I really hope it holds my curl. That's the thing that annoys me the most. So far, incredible. Wow. Let's just wait a tiny little bit while I do the other one and see if it actually holds the curl. I think it does. I think it does. Oh my god. Not that many mascaras hold my curl. Like, you'll be surprised. I'm actually so excited. I'm actually so impressed. I'm so excited about this mascara. I mean, I know L'Oreal knows about mascaras and they have the best ones in my opinion. It's a drugstore brand, so it's affordable, so you don't really have to splurge for a mascara, honestly. They actually look great. I'm so excited. Part of me wants to keep the eye look matte, but the other part of me wants to pop a little bit of a glitter topper. Oh my god. I think I'm going to do it. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna tap the excess because it looks like it's too much and I want just like the tiniest bit, you know? Oh my god. Oh, that's so gorgeous. That's literally perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know if you couldn't tell, but I love makeup. All over, literally all over. Just to finish off, let's do the lips. And of course, I'm going to keep it cool tone as well. So, the best cool tone lip pencil, Endless Cacao from Makeup Forever. So you can see it's very much loved. It's a little bit of overlining, as always. And now I'm going to add the NARS lipstick, type of texture. Oh, it's a lot more shiny than I thought. No, this is not the vibe. Oh, no, this is not the vibe right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but it doesn't go with this look. Like, I think this makeup calls for a matte lip. And I recently got these little pots with this brush. It's not a brush, it's like a silicone thingy. It's so cute. I don't know, it's a Korean brand, and I think I'm going to use this rosy nude with the applicator. It's so fun. I've tried other shades but not this one, and I think it's actually so perfect. I don't know if I'm supposed to swipe or dab. I think it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think this is better. The cool part about this thing as well is that it's super easy to clean up. You just that's it, it's clean. Let me go back in with a lip liner to blend everything together. And that's the look. I love it. I love a cool tone eye. It's just my favorite. Let me know your thoughts on this makeup. Let me know if you like it. And also if this tutorial was helpful, like the tips and tricks that I gave you. Let me know if it was helpful for me to run through every single step and brushes and techniques and all that, so I can do more in the future. As you saw, like, it wasn't that difficult. Just takes a little bit of time and patience, and you build it up very slowly and you're good. I think I've said it other times, but if you want me to recreate or do a tutorial on a specific look, you can DM me on Instagram, send me an Insta pic and tell me you're coming from YouTube, and I will try to recreate that for you. Yeah, feel free to do that. As always, everything that I use will be linked down below. I'll try to link as well the brushes, the same brushes that I use or very similar ones. If you have any questions at all, pop them below. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!